Hello, boys and girls. This is your old friend RJ City, and this is the Hollywood Squared Circle, where we talk about wrestling episodes of non-wrestling shows, and today we are talking about a short film. But I believe it has been on television enough for it to count. It is the Three Stooges' 20th short film, Grits, Grunts, and Groans. For those of you who don't know, well, I'm not going to explain the fucking Three Stooges to you. But it was made in 1937 and stars the most famous trio of Moe Howard, Larry Fine, and Curly Howard. So sadly, no Shemp, but luckily, no Joe Besser or Joe DeRita. This film also stars Harrison Green as Ivan Bustoff, Chuck Callahan, Cy Chindel, and Elaine Waters. There is an actual boxer in this short, Tony Chavez, who plays Kid Pinky, and there is one actual wrestler, Casey Colombo, who plays Ironhead. I would also be remiss if I did not mention that sitting in the crowd is one Solomon Horwitz, father to Moe, Curly, and Shemp. Adorable. Anyway, here's what happens. The boys are train hoppers and they're hanging out in the horse car playing cards when the train police come by. So they open the door, the horse back kicks the policeman in the face, and the Stooges run away. They then run over a baby in a stroller and then panicked head into a place called the Hangover Athletic Club. And the crooked promoter there is like, hey, if you guys want to make $5, see if Curly over here will spar with Kid Pinky. So they're like, $5? Let's do it. So they go get changed into the outfits they were already wearing underneath their clothes. Curly goes to punch Kid Pinky. Kid Pinky completely no-sells it, and then Kid Pinky knocks all Three Stooges out, and they have to throw water on them to wake them up. In the background, there's a wrestler named Ivan Bustoff who looks eerily like Curly, but with a beard. He's like, I like you guys. You're a lot of fun. Let's go have dinner. So they're about to go to dinner, and the promoter comes up to the Stooges, and he's like, be careful with him. He's got a big match tonight, and he's an alcoholic, so make sure he doesn't get fucked up. So they go to dinner, and they're all eating full turkeys. Bustoff is already drunk. These mob guys see him. They're pissed off, and Bustoff grabs one of them and throws him through a window. Then the other mob guy comes up to the Stooges, and he's like, listen, I got a lot of money on Bustoff tonight, so if you can clean him up and get him to the arena, I'll give you $100. And they're like, $100? Boy, howdy, we'll do it. And then they turn around and Bustoff is drinking again, this time a mixture of tequila, vodka, and cognac. So he acts like an idiot and then passes out. The Stooges are like, well, now what are we gonna do? When Curly then smells the scent of wild hyacinth perfume, which for some unexplained reason makes him go absolutely insane. Which is good to know for later. So Moe and Larry calm Curly down by tickling his feet and then drag Ivan Bustoff off to the arena. They got him on the training table, they have a big block of ice on his stomach, it's the usual Stooges shenanigans. The mob guys come in to check on him, the Stooges are like, don't worry, he's just sleeping. Then the Stooges are arguing and Bustoff finally wakes up and then shenanigans, and a bunch of dumbbells fall on Bustoff's head, knocking him out, and then an entire locker falls over onto him, maybe killing him? So what do the Stooges do? They cut off Ivan Bustoff's beard, they glue it to Curly's face, they put Curly in Ivan's clothes, they put a towel over his head, and they take him out to the ring and just hope that no one will notice. The ring is standard old dingy style, which is wonderful, and it seems like they used some kind of green screen for a couple of the crowd shots behind them. Curly immediately starts getting booed. He trips and gets caught in the ropes, but he has Moe and Larry as his cornermen, so really, what could go wrong? The bell rings and Curly does his usual woo-woo-woo-woo bullshit, but Ironhead picks him up and throws him over the top rope into the front row, head first through a chair. Moe and Larry get Curly back in the ring, but he immediately charges at Ironhead, who moves, and then Curly bumps the ref. Then Ironhead gives Curly a beautiful headlock takeover, and all credit to Curly, that's clearly him in there. Then Ironhead charges Curly, but Curly moves and Ironhead hits the post. That's been working for almost 100 years. And then Moe is like, you got him down, pin him. So Curly gets an actual pin from a lady in the front row and tries to stick it in him, but Moe's like, no, pin his shoulders, pin his shoulders. So Curly takes the pin and stabs Ironhead in the shoulders, waking him up. Then Ironhead starts rolling him around, but Curly is fighting him off by stabbing him with the pin. And then Ironhead gets Curly in an ankle lock, but Curly grabs a beer from the front row and smashes it over Ironhead's head. And then the mob guy comes up to Mo and he's like, listen, we know that's not bust off in there, but I still have money on this fight, so if Curly loses, I'm gonna kill you all. And then Mo's like, don't worry, he's doing just fine. And then Mo turns back and sees Ironhead just throwing Curly around, perhaps the earliest use of the comedic wrestling dummy. Just then, Mo sees a woman in the crowd putting on some wild hyacinth, so he grabs it and heads into the ring. He throws it in Ironhead's eyes and then dumps it on Curly's face, starting the classic Curly comeback. The woo 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 woo, the horse, the whole fucking thing. Curly starts slapping, kicking, and punching the shit out of Ironhead and gives him a JYD headbutt in his ass. Then a mule kick and a flying ass drop, and then he pins him for the win. But obviously, because of Wild Hyacinth, Curly is not done. So he starts beating the shit out of Larry and Mo, who can't calm him down. He then grabs the ring bell and starts bashing them over the heads with it. Then more people run in the ring, and Curly starts bashing them all over the head with this bell. Ding, 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 ding. They cut to a policeman calling for help, and when they come back, Curly is on top of this mess of humanity because he's knocked out absolutely everyone in the arena, and then he throws the bell up into the air, and it falls down on his head, finally knocking him out. I don't know. I still think Shemp was the better technical wrestler. Well, that was the wrestling movie of the Three Stooges. This has been the Hollywood Squared Circle, and I've completely wasted your time.